Welcome back to another video, and today we'll be looking at what is my favorite car from the GTA Online update, Los Santos Tuners. So I will definitely not be rating these vehicles on performance, as I feel like it couldn't matter less, right? Most cars have a substitute, and the substitute can perform better. Yeah, that's for sure. But what do these cars provide, as in their characteristics, looks, So let's get into it. And the reason for this is to definitely leverage the competition evenly, opposed to certain cars that are faster naturally or just faster with certain methods. So here, let's get into it. So we're gonna start from the left side of the room to the right side. So yeah, as you can see, I already have the vehicles in order. I changed them up. They didn't look like this before, so I moved them in order. So the first vehicle, which is my favorite, honestly, the S2000 or the Dinka GT RT 3000, anything you wanna call it, I guess. But this vehicle definitely surprised me because I didn't expect the vehicle to actually be in there, and they followed certain aftermarket trends with the missing hood. Like, you see the vents in the hood, right? These are actually real. Like, in real life, that's actually a thing. Then now my second favorite vehicle, would be the Celica. Not because of the speed, just because of how it looks compared to a real Celica. I love the sound. I love that it's a Karen vehicle, and it has that nice blow-off valve. And then third, honestly, I would put this vehicle first in terms of drivability and what I prefer, but this vehicle is somewhat kind of tainted in real life and in GTA, because people keep on comparing it to a BMW, which is actually ironic. Which is actually ironic because the next vehicle after this is a actual BMW, or I want to be BMW, because I don't see how this thing is gonna be in the image of a BMW. But they made certain mistakes on this vehicle that's absolutely laughable, as I could show you right here. If you look at the RPM gauge and the speedometer, they're swapped, which is such a major mistake. I feel like they should have held up, and they could have probably updated it, but they just didn't. This vehicle, RX-7, definitely not my favorite due to how rotaries are misunderstood in real life, and they got misunderstood in GTA also. Most rotary cars are very powerful. This car is not that powerful. It sounds great, which they do in real life, but it just didn't carry over. Not fast enough. Now, this vehicle, honestly, it might be one of the slowest of the update. Near the slowest, but it's not the slowest. But it's the only four-door vehicle, so it has to be given some respect based on that fact alone. The Remus, I was there in the S14 and the S chassis the whole drift phase of these vehicles. They're extremely rare now. They were cheaper back then, but they're expensive now, and I love to see these things in the game. It's definitely deserving a spot here. Didn't quite get how to drive this vehicle at first, but now I kind of get it. Now, after that, which is after that S13 S chassis, would move to a Z chassis, which is, most people know this as just the 70Z or the Euros, which is kind of weird for a Japanese car to have a European, whatever. But this vehicle didn't necessarily impress me because most Z's are pretty fast in real life, and the previous version, which is the Arena War version, is very good. But that car the Urus didn't carry that over. So honestly, the RCF. Now let's see, the RCF or the Vector, right? definitely a major go, right? So this vehicle, I love this vehicle, and it definitely put me onto. I didn't like these vehicles in real life. No, I like this. This car is actually based off the 2021 model, which is insane. Next vehicle, the Dominator. The Dominator ASP. So leading into the wake of the update, I didn't really like this vehicle that much, but I definitely began to like it because this thing is actually faster than the Hellcat. The Hellcat, but it's called the Hellfire in GTA. So it's actually faster if it's fully upgraded and everything. So faster stance. I think it's faster by a little bit when it's regular, but when it stands, it's obviously faster than the Hellfire. Moving on to my next garage, which is the overflow garage. So 17 cars. Yeah, not all of them are gonna fit in one garage. So yeah. So now let's start from the back of the garage to the front, and I also did not include a specific vehicle for one reason. So let's first on the number 11, the 11th vehicle, right? The Futo, current Futo GTX. Definitely, I love this vehicle, but it didn't fulfill my need for a drift car. That's why I still have some of my other drift cars. It's a good toy to look at. It's a great eyepiece, especially with it being a GT86 classic, right? So let's start on the two Comets. The Comet Growler and the Comet S2. Now the Comet S2, great car based on the Carrera, right? I can't see the vibe for this car, honestly, because how it performs in real life, I expected it to do. And you could look at, I'm classing them together because you could look. This car has on, this is an old school trick. If a vehicle is somewhat type loose on the rear end, you could put rear wheel off-road tires on it and a big wing, and you could get the maximum traction. That's what I did. Even this trick couldn't help this car. No matter what, randomly, when you're going around a corner, this thing will randomly get tail happy. Granted, I do love the Porsches, but especially the interior. Look at the interior. Great car, but the drivability on both of them is just so poor. I'm definitely ranking these two last, unfortunately. Now, these last two, what I still have is the Dominator GTT. I love this thing. It replaced the Eleanor, or I don't remember what the GTA variant is called. The Eleanor, right? So it's a better variant of that. I've seen better Eleanors on this vehicle than the previous one, and it's actually faster too. And I love that thing. It does amazing wheelies. Now, the Privion, the last vehicle that came out, I did a video on this. I did a video on all of them, but this thing was definitely just a throw it in there type of deal. It's based off the S3 SC400 into the S300. I thought it was the S300 at first, but I did some research. Turns out to be the S400. Seeing them perform in real life and then seeing it back in the game, I could definitely tell that it's not necessarily a speeder or a racer type of vibe. I'm definitely gonna, when these vehicles come out, I'm gonna swap them all out with the Prizard variant and get the money back that I put in. I spent about at least $35 million on this whole update, like building and cars included and customizations. 35 million easy. So definitely gonna do that. I would love to know what you guys have as your list down below. 17 cars in order. So yeah, and the Warner van, right? Nissan Sunny. I didn't drive that thing because I feel like it was just also a throwing vehicle. It was also definitely poor performance and poor customization in my opinion. So I didn't end up doing a review on it. I'd love to know what your list is down below. Thank you guys so much for watching.